Folks, the topic of today is debugging part 2 using the development environment debugger. Hey folks, welcome back. This is Eric Garland with Success Over Stress. Today we're going to continue talking about debugging. So again, I'm your guide to easy language programming and algorithmic trading. So we just have NVDA open on the chart today, and hang on, let me make sure I can pull this over. I can. We're going to get this in the right window. And now this is one thing to note also, is that when you are in the debugging environment where you have started the debugger, it pretty much, if you will, freezes up your workspace. So you can't use the workspace. Even if I try to move from one workspace to the next, it won't let me do it. So I need to hit Shift F5 to stop the debugging, and then I can have access to my workspace again. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what my current algos are doing. And that's sad, you know. One of my algos took a position here this morning, and I mean, to the tick was the take profit, and it didn't take me out. So now we're back down to our entry, and we'll see. Now I do have, on some of my algos, I have the criteria that will, when I get at least to half of my take profit, then it will start a trail. So I might need to start that with this program as well. But any route, we will let it continue to do what it does, and we will focus on our debugging. All right, so we have the NVDA chart open for debugging. Here we are. So the only thing I want to show you for, and again, with debugging, is kind of the process of getting bugs out of your system, getting unintended computations, calculation, expressions, making sure that your program does what you want it to do. So what we have here is we have the program that we were just kind of continuing on from the last time, and I believe I added a few more things, but what I want to focus on today is the debugging. Okay, so simply put, we'll use the debugger program on here, debug. You click that there. You can start the debugging with F5, stop it with Shift F5, step into a function, a method or something with F11, and you can step over it with F8. F9 is how you toggle your breakpoint. So a breakpoint is just going to be simply when you put a breakpoint, you'll get this red dot here. It's kind of a stop. So it's a break, it's a stop. The code runs. When it gets to the breakpoint, it stops. Okay, and then it runs, and get to a breakpoint, it stops. So I'll show you how that works. I'll hit F9. I'll get on this same line, 27, hit F9. I'll get on this line, 23, hit F9. I'll get on line 25 and line 27. Okay, so what happens now is if I hit F5 to start the debugging, I can go to NVIDIA, double click that, click OK, and it will start the debugging process. So the way TradeStation EasyLanguage works is it runs on every bar, right? So on every bar, now we are evaluating this if we're the last X, if we're the last bar on the chart. So now last X is a function that I created using the last bar on chart, EX, from TradeStation. So if I actually want to see what's happening within this last X, then all I have to do is, as I start my debugging, so we've already started, as I start my debugging, I can either step into this function or I can step over this function. So right now we're currently on this line. If I hit F11, I'll step into the function. And when I step into last X, it takes me to the last X function. It takes me to the design of the function. And you see, this is right what I created. And it's using the last bar on chart EX that TradeStation created. So now I can either hit F8 and step over this function of TradeStation, or I can hit F11 and step into this function of TradeStation. Well, I might be a little unsure of how this was created, so maybe I want to step into this function to see what the documentation is here, what the language and logic is here. So let's hit F11. When I hit F11, it takes me into TradeStation's last bar on chart EX. Okay, and so last bar on EX is here. It uses bar date time. Now that might be a reserved word, and last calc date time might be a reserved word. If they're reserved words and there's nothing to step into, then it'll just go back to debugging and continue on. But let's try F11 again. Right, so it moved on. Okay, so turns out we weren't on the last bar on the chart. If we were on the last bar on the chart, we would have came into this begin end block and we would have run into this breakpoint, and then we would have plotted, and then we would have run into this breakpoint, and then we would have came on through out the block, and then we would come down here to value 98 equals close. Okay, so a few things that you can do with, I get excited. A few things that you can do with the debugger here. When you are running the debugger at any point in time, typically on your program, you are looking at this output section, right? It shows you the description of if there are errors or warnings. If I do something like put a K there, all right, let's stop the debugger. Okay, stop that. We're gonna put a K here. This will give us an error. It's an unknown identifier. Double click that. It sends you to line 32. One error, no warnings. Okay, so now what we have is that, and that's the output section. Of course, you can do find in files, where if you go up here and you type something in, so we type in last X. Of course, I use last X a lot. Okay, so I'll type in last X, hit OK, or search, and we'll look in everything. Last X. Okay, and you see how often I use last X, and that's the beauty of using functions that you've created, is that you can use them multiple places, and it saves you keystrokes. It saves you writing or rewriting the function all over. I mean, yeah, I use it a lot, right? So that's what finding files is. If you go to output, of course, that shows your description of your errors and that kind of thing. If you go to auto, though, auto is what you're going to be using when you're looking at your debugger: bar, information, plots, and watch. Okay, so these last three you'll be using for your debugger. We'll come over here and we will take this K out so it compiles correctly. We'll hit F5 so we can start our debugger. Come over here. All right, so now what we want to do is, in auto, it shows you certain things. So it doesn't show you them all the time. Actually, this will be blank typically when you pull it up. Or no, I'm sorry, the watch will be blank when you pull it up. So if you have so auto will automatically show you everything that's in your chart, all the variables, right? And it even shows the objects such as charting hosts. But watch, if you don't want to see all of these variables because it's too confusing, or you might have a program that has 50 or 100 variables, you don't want to see them all. Maybe you only want to see BDT, whatever BDT stands for. I think it's bar date time. Come over here to watch, and then you double click under name, and then you type in BDT. You hit enter, and BDT shows up. That's your variable. Okay, so as you go through your debugger, if I move forward through my debugger, it gives me the values of BDT, which is bar date time to a string. See that there? Okay. All right, so one other thing here with that is I don't have a variable called BDE. Let's type in BDE and see what comes up. Error symbol BDE not found. Okay, so again, it would be kind of nice maybe if you could double click on this, and then as you start typing in BD, it will finish it off for you and let you know that there's a T and not a C. But it's not that way, so you have to type in explicitly what you want. Otherwise, you'll get the error there, which at least lets you know that it's not there. So for bar information and plots, of course, as you move through your debugger, you are on the symbol NVDA. So we click on NVDA. It tells us the number of bars back that we have on the chart, the current bar that we're on, and then it gives you the other basic information that TradeStation provides: open, high, low, close, volume, date and time, of course. All right, and you can also see your plots if you do any plot statements within your program. So there's a plot statement. It will show you your plots as well. Okay, and it can give you so many bars away as well. Now remember, the 0, what happens at 0 is your current bar, 1 is 1 bar ago, 2 bars ago, 3 bars ago, 4 bars ago. -1 would essentially be into the future. And we know that we can't plot or we can't do anything into the future as far as using certain data. Now, of course, you can plot certain objects into the future, but plots don't like going into the future because you can't see the future. All right, let's go back to watch. That's fine. Auto. Okay, so auto is what I wanted to show you again as you're coming through and you're just hitting F8. As you're hitting F8 and you're moving through your debugger, your values are changing. Your BDT is changing. Your value 98 is changing. Now value 99, you say, well, Eric, value 99 isn't changing. Why isn't value 99 changing? Well, value 99 is stuck in this xDivide method. It's stuck here. And so because xDivide is not being called on, value 99 isn't getting assigned any new values. Value 99 is one of those initial values like value 99, condition 1, condition 99 that are essentially placeholders that TradeStation has value 1 through value 99 or condition 1 through condition 99. So it starts off with a 0 value, but it doesn't change because it hasn't been changed because we haven't gone into this method. That's pretty straightforward. Okay. Now, if I take out the comment line and then I stop the debugging, I re-verify, we come back to auto. Come back to auto, and now we're looking at value 99. We're still moving through our debugger with F8, still not getting any values. Okay, you say, Eric, why aren't we getting any values? Because on every bar, we're starting from the very left-hand side of the chart and moving forward. All these bars that we're working our way through are not the last bar on the chart. So it does not go into this block. Okay, so you're not going to xDivide yet. That being said, we can simply go over to bar plot information, NVDA, and then you can see we're moving through the bars. We're loading bar 19. We're loading all these bars as we move through the debugger, but we're not on the last bar on the chart. So Shift F5, we'll stop that, make sure we're verified. What we're going to do is we're going to just say, instead of only working this if we're on the last bar on the chart, let's work this every bar. Okay, so now we're going to verify. We will start the debugger again, come back in here. And so now when we run the debugger, we do run into this breakpoint because we're just running this block on every single bar. So we probably ran into this block on what? The first bar. So let's go over to bar information plots, come back here. Yeah, so we ran into it on the first bar, bar number 1. Now, of course, we had 5 max bars back, so we're technically on bar 6. We have 6 bars loaded, but it's current bar number 1. 6 would be your bar number if you were referencing the 0 base bar number. It would be 6 because 6 would include the bar number that you're on plus the max bars back. And that's what's important about max bars back. If you have questions, a little bit more questions about max bars back, see one of my other videos. I made it just here recently. So it's about understanding max bars back. Okay, so now we have the max bars back. We have the current bar number. And as we move through our debugger now, F5, 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 F5. Okay, now you'll see that if you go to auto, that value 99, let's see, what did we do when we went to XDivide? Now we should be coming into the XDivide now. All right, why aren't we coming into the XDivide? Every bar we're going into XDivide. 0 equals 0. Try value 99 equals 5 divided by 0. Okay, well, technically we didn't assign anything to value 99. Value 99 is still 0. We didn't change the value of value 99. Okay, so what we could do, just to confirm that this does change even when we're within a method, is we can say value 99 is equal to bar number, and bar number will always be positive, so that'll be fine. Let's verify that. Calls us to stop the debugger. We'll come up here, we'll put a breakpoint right before this value 99 bar number change. And this is the kind of stuff that debugging is powerful for, because if you are concerned about this not becoming the right number, then you can put a breakpoint before it and after it. And then when you debug, start the debugger, go down to, you see 6 bars loaded, we're on bar 1. Go to auto, value 99 has not run yet because we have stopped the breakpoint just before bar 99 change. Now, so once we run this, once we continue the debugger, now we will change the assignment of this value 99. It will be changed to bar number, so it should become 1. So value 99 should become 1. We'll hit F8. F8 there. Okay. And you see when the line got here, this is the line it's about to analyze. And so it didn't analyze it until it left the line. Did you see that? Okay, so now you see bar 99, excuse me, value 99 is currently 1. Okay. So now I can hit F8 again. And it just sorts through. And now we're going back into XDivide. And now it's about ready to assign this second bar number to value 99. Now let's go over here and look at the bar information plot. So we're currently on the second bar. We've already started into the second bar, but bar number has not yet been assigned to value 99. So that means that bar number of 2 has not yet been assigned to value 99. So you see 2 has not yet shown up here on value 99. Now let's hit it one more time, F8. So now the number 2 for bar number has been assigned to value 99, and the 1 bar ago for bar number, excuse me, for value 99 is the 1. Okay, with F8. Now if you hit F11, you also move through your program, but again, F11 is going to allow you to step into your methods. Okay. So F8 pushes you on through. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the end of part 2 for debugging as a whole. We're actually using the program, the part of the TDE, TradeStation Development Environment, of the debugger. So if you have any questions about this, some comments, or want to add to the information that we provided here, then by all means leave a comment. Otherwise, I will catch you on the next go around. Let's see if our trade exited. Oh, we got to get out of the debugger. Remember, it holds you up. Okay, so looks like we started moving back in the positive direction. But again, we just have to let the program run. We don't want to interfere. All right, folks, as always, code confident, trade calm. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.